Hey guys, it's Roy here from rwoko12 and EpicDroid.com, bringing to you today another episode in our ongoing series of Nexus 5X case wars. We've had a lot of positive feedback about the 4 episodes we've done so far, and we've had a lot of requests for additional case reviews, and so today we are going to be reviewing 3 more cases for you in the hopes that we'll be able to help you find the right case for your Nexus 5X. So here today we have 3 different cases, and these are 3 that we have not looked at before, and they are all 3 from different manufacturers. This is the Cruzerlite Bug Droid Circuit case. This is the Sankuwen shockproof soft silicone back case, and then the Cimo, it's CIMO, premium slim TPU. So these are all 3 different cases. They all have 3 different features. They are very similar in a couple of ways. They're all just slip-on cases, and they just slip on the phone there. None of them are a hard body case. None of them are a ballistic style. Just a straightforward straightforward case that you slip onto the device. So each one of these cases has several pros and cons. We're going to start out here looking at the Cruzerlite Bug Droid Circuit. This is a case that goes for about $9.90, I think it was, so roughly $10 on Amazon. This case is pretty cool here. I do like the design on the case. It has the Android character here, the Android Andy, whatever his name is, with the Cruzerlite logo emblazoned on his chest. Here across the rest of the body we have what is in a different material or a different texture, the black circuit looking effect, and we have that same thing mirrored here on the inside of the case. The difference is that the inside Android does not have the logo that is on the one on the outside. The pattern on the inside is pretty much the same as the outside, minus the Cruzerlite logo. So this case does go on very well. It just slides right in there, and it's a nice comfortable fit. It has a decent amount of protection around the edges. The cutouts for the charging port are a little bit wide. It does give you a lot of room there if you have a wider head on your charging cable. It does have a nice cutout for the microphone as well as for the headphone jack. The headphone jack is a bit larger than I would normally like. Not a big deal, but it doesn't provide as much protection for the headphone jack as some of the other devices. Proportionate to the charging port, it is a little bit bigger, but it's not that much. I mean, it's not a huge deal. Here on the side, we have the cutouts for the power and the volume. As you can see, it is just an open hole. The device does use its own power and volume up and down. That is kind of cool because it gives you the responsiveness of the keys without any impediment to the use of those keys. However, it doesn't provide any protection for them. Here on the back, we have the cutout for the flash as well as the sensor there for the camera sensor, and we have another cutout for the camera and one for the fingerprint sensor. The cutouts are just the right size where they fit over them perfectly. Here for the camera cutout, it does have a little bit of the bulge that you get with the Nexus 5X anyways. It isn't as bad as it is on the Nexus 5X, so it sits a lot more flat than it would otherwise. It's still a little bit wobbly just because of the nature of the hump or the bump on the Nexus 5X. The fingerprint scanner, it's just the right amount where I can put my finger in there without having to do a weird angle that you do with some of the thicker cases. It's just a very nice, comfortable case. It is a slim case. It is a soft TPU case, so it does offer some protection, but it's not going to offer as much protection as some of those heavier duty cases. It is a good case. I do like this one, but we're going to look at the other ones here and see what else we got. So this is the Sankuwen shockproof soft silicone back. This one is kind of a branch out for me. I normally like my modern looking cases or my minimalistic cases. This one has a leather texture and feel to it. I'm sorry, not a leather texture. It's a leather look, and the texture on it has the stitching here, and that's where the texture comes in. It is a plastic case, and it does feel like plastic. It is a silicone back. It does have the cutouts here for your camera as well as your fingerprint scanner. Instead of doing individual cutouts, they just settled for one large cutout. Then they have the other one here for the flash sensor. Here on the bottom, they did the same thing as they did with the fingerprint and the camera. Instead of having several little cutouts for the microphone, the charging port, and the headphone jack, they went ahead and they just did one solid, or one big opening there. And then we have the one on the top as well. The device does not have any cutouts for the power and the volume keys, and the case overall, I like the look of it. It is a cool looking case. It is a little bit different for me, like I said. It's not something I would normally do. However, I was looking for something, trying to branch out a little bit here. My biggest downside to this is the amount of time it took for it to get to me. It did ship from China, so there is a long shipping period anyways, but it seemed to take a lot longer than anything else. I'm used to Amazon Prime, and I'm used to the immediate 2-day delivery, and I'm used to getting things a lot quicker, where this took a month and a half to get to me. So it was a little bit frustrating. But then again, I only paid $3 for this case, so I can't really complain about the speed of the delivery. The biggest issue I have with this one is the cutout here on the back. It is wide open. I don't feel like it offers either the camera or the fingerprint sensor a lot of protection. It does, however, sit flat, or I should say more flat than the 5X does, or some of the other cases like the Cruzerlite. So that is a cool little feature there, that it does do that. It does have a slightly raised lip around the whole of the big cutout there. I don't like the headphone jack. The headphone jack, it doesn't give enough room for most headphone jacks to go in there, and I found that when I used a headphone jack, if I plugged it in, it did push this part down just a teensy bit. So there was a little bit of warping that I had on it when I had it on there for an extended period of time. Again, I like the look of it. It goes on comfortably, it fits tight, it does offer about the same amount of protection as the Cruzerlite over here, but it does have a huge delay in shipping, and the hole here I'm not a huge fan of. So our last case in this one is the Cimo Premium Slim TPU case. This one goes for about $8 on Amazon. This case is very similar to the Cruzerlite, except for instead of having cutouts here for the power and the volume buttons, they do have the buttons on the case. These are a slightly thinner piece of plastic or TPU than the rest of the body, so it doesn't get in the way as much, but it still does provide a little bit of an impediment to the usage of those buttons. Here on the bottom, we have the cutouts for the charging port and the headphone jack and the microphone. I like the way they did this in that they used just one large port, but again, it does not protect this very much, and so that doesn't leave a lot of room for protection on the microphone or the headphone port. They did a slightly larger piece here for the charging port. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the reason I like this is because it doesn't get in the way of the headphone jack. So I'm able to use my headphones without it warping the case or causing other issues. And it doesn't get in the way of the microphone again. And then here we have the buttons. Like I said, it does reduce the grippiness or the feeling that you get from pressing the buttons, especially with the power button. The volume buttons, I still feel like they're a little bit more responsive. You still feel them, and you feel the click that you would up with the phone being naked, but it isn't a huge difference. Here is the back of the case. It has a textured, grippy feel on here, and a smooth, soft, very smooth surface here in the center that does this little pattern that looks like an X. And for this, I do like that look. However, this does show up fingerprints very well, and it is a very reflective surface. The inside of it is just the same look across the whole thing, just a flat black everywhere. So if I had to pick a winner of which one of these cases would be my favorite, I have, again, the Cruzerlite Bug Droid Circuit, the Sankuwen Shockproof Soft Silicone Back, and the Cimo Premium Slim TPU for $10, $3, and $8. I would actually have to go with the Cimo case here. I do like this case as a case overall. It is a awesome little one. It looks sharp, it has a nice quality feel to it, and it looks good on my phone. I like the way that it looks, I like the way that it feels. It's not slippery. My biggest complaint with this one is on the power button and the lack of responsiveness that I feel. It doesn't mess with the actual responsiveness, it just feels less responsive. But overall, I do like it. It's a great case. I would recommend it to everyone. I would also recommend the Cruzerlite Bug Droid. This one I would not really recommend. It looks good, but you're getting what you pay for. So, if you guys have any questions about any of these cases, please let us know. There will be a link in the description below for you to order these cases if you want them. And as always, we just want to tell you thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and have a great day.